GSmaniamsmart. Today with another brand new video for Gaming with GS. Today we're on Guild Wars 2. Hopefully everyone had a good holiday for the past few days. I sure did. And we're back today with another video. Today we're going to talk about Guild Wars 2 year in review. We're going to go over some of my favorite things that came out this year for Guild Wars 2. Also address the question that seems to continuously come up in the comments section. This morning I went through all the comments. We had like over 50 comments I replied to, and going through old comments, I see people continuously saying Heart of Thorns sucks, Heart of Thorns isn't worth the money, and today I just want to sort of address that as well, including in this video we're going to announce the winners for the most recent December giveaway. I was going to do it yesterday, but I just didn't feel like making a video. I guess I was still in the Christmas spirit. I was still in the Christmas spirit. So all that's going to be in today's video. And let's start off with Guild Wars 2 year in review. Now this year in Guild Wars 2 I feel like we had a lot of content come out. To me, it feels like we had more content come out this year than we had come out last year. And that's pretty obvious since they were doing work on Heart of Thorns most of the time. But I can't really complain this year. I don't think anyone can really complain this year of the amount of content we had come out. So my favorite additions, and this is going to include feature pack releases, small features, big features, Living World season stuff. So if you have been out of the loop from Guild Wars 2 for a while now, I think this video summarizes everything very well. But I think Salvage All was probably my favorite feature in this entire year. Mainly because Salvage All has been something everyone's been wanting for such a long time. We finally have it. For the past 3 years, we've been sitting here and clicking on each of our equipment items one by one, salvaging. There have been several tricks with the search bar and whatnot that you can salvage quicker, but Salvage All has really been the feature that everyone's been looking forward to. Everyone was very satisfied with it, and I think they did a great job with Salvage All. And another feature that seemed to have been swept under the rug that I think not many people are aware about, and in fact if you're a new player you probably have never even heard about this. I think the only people that have heard about this or know about this is either if someone told you about it or if you were here in Guild Wars 2 playing actively January last year, because this is when this was released. The Eldven Monastery Brew of the Month Club. Is anyone still part of that club? Is anyone getting their monthly brew still? Because I didn't sign up for that monthly brew when it first came out. I don't know why I didn't. I just wasn't that interested in it. But according to ArenaNet, people who did sign up for it for a flat gold value fee, you're supposed to be getting a brew every month. And after you collect all 12 brews, and considering that we are in the end of December right now, everyone should have, who has signed up, gotten their 12 brews. With those 12 brews, you're supposed to be getting a title and a backpack skin. So I'm very curious if this is still going on, if they're going to start a whole new, a whole new club that gives you a whole new backpack skin and a whole new title next year. That's something I'm very curious about. But if you are part of that club, let me know, because I'm very curious to see if they actually followed up with that and everyone's been getting their brew every month. I, for one, didn't sign up for it. Maybe I will sign up for it now. But if you aren't aware about this, you can go to Queensdale and go to the monastery on the map, and you can talk to one of the NPCs in the monastery, and they'll actually give you a sign up for the brew of the month. It's sort of like World of Warcraft's monthly thing that they have. I think they have something also related to a monthly thing that you get that you can collect. So that was a really neat addition that they had, and that actually came out earlier this year, January. I really like the addition. So that's another nice little feature that I didn't participate in, but I was very curious to see if it still goes on. So let me know in the comments section below. Shared inventory slots are also another big feature that a lot of people liked. Personally, I don't use shared inventory slots that much, but it seems like people who do have a lot of gems or gold laying around have been getting pretty much all the inventory slots they can possibly get. And by no means are they useless, they're very useful. If you're unaware about this change, ArenaNet basically rolled out an upgrade that you can buy from the gem store. Everyone has one free shared inventory slot. It's that one slot that you see at the top of all your inventory slots. That's the shared inventory slots. You can expand this to a number of other inventory slots. You can have a bunch more, and you could potentially share many items with other characters across your account. So a very nice feature. I think it's a bit of an expensive feature, which is probably why I don't have any more than just the one standard one they gave out. But another cool feature that I liked and a lot of people also liked as well. So those are just some of the few features that I liked this year. The other features weren't really that amazing that stood out to me. These two just stood out to me a lot. Now, content-wise, we've had a lot of fixes, a lot of updates, a lot of revamps, a lot of new content as well this year. And I think, rightfully so, we should start with Heart of Thorns. When Heart of Thorns came out, the maps were playable. There was just a lot of things that people didn't like. How you were restricted to the meta when everything else was blocked off. How some of the events weren't rewarding enough. How everything was kind of confusing to people a bit and inconsistent. And one of the things they did earlier this year to make it more enjoyable is that they fixed and streamlined all the Heart of Thorns maps to be a bit more enjoyable, to be a bit more playable, be a bit more accessible, to have some of the mini games, adventures be more accessible even when metas are going, to fix some of the rewards. They did a lot of great things with the new Heart of Thorns maps and fixing them, and that's one of the bigger projects they had earlier this year, and I think that was really well done, and definitely deserves a mention in this video. We also had tons of new guild hall decorations. When Super Adventure Box came out, when Winter's Day came out, when Halloween came out, they've been adding lots of decorations to the guild hall, and a lot of people who like decorating have been taking advantage of this. And I think the guild team, I think this year they even created a specific guild team. There is a team on the ArenaNet staff that just deals with guild stuff. That's another really cool addition that they had, and I think that's been paying off as well, as guild halls are becoming more usable, more accessible, a lot more fun to interact with, and a lot of people have been appreciating that. So another neat thing that's been happening this year, I think they did very well. Current events have also been added this year. Right from the very beginning, we've been getting a current event pretty much every other patch, or every patch if there's not a major patch. I know in between Season 2 and Season 3 there wasn't much content, there was a content drought, and when they had repurposed the Legendary Weapons team, they basically went to go and make PvE current event content. I've been very satisfied with these current events. There's lots of achievements behind them, lots of hidden achievements behind them as well. There's lots of rewards. There's now a way to get more Mystic Coins. They've done a really good job at, patching up some of the smaller holes, such as a lack of getting Mystic Coins, such as not having enough content for PvE while we're waiting for episodes. They've done a really good job at providing content that's not huge. It's small content, but it's still very enjoyable and replayable, and it does give you some goals. So current events have been a big thing this year, and that's something that I have also really enjoyed. In fact, recently there's been some talk about a hidden event all the way back to the Bandits. There's actually been a hidden achievement with the Bandits that came out a lot earlier in the year that you can complete now too, which is basically a current event that they put in and no one really discovered until a few weeks ago. So I've not made a video on that. Maybe I will very soon, but I think it kind of is old news. I think a lot of people have figured out about it as well. Now when it comes to World vs. World, World vs. World quite honestly didn't have many updates. I felt like this year, and I remember very clearly saying earlier this year, very early this year, or late last year, I remember saying this is the year that ArenaNet will be bringing out the overhaul, the World vs. World overhaul. And they didn't really do much. I mean, we have had the biggest change that they have, which I'll probably say was a really good change, is the world linking, where servers are now put together, linked together for World vs. World every week. That is a change that they made. That was a really good change. But other than that, we've had minor changes to scoring. We've had additional mechanics brought in, like repair hammers have been tested out. Several things have been tested out, but there's no real huge overhaul that's completely improved World vs. World as we had with the PvP, which I'll come to next. So I feel like World vs. World didn't have much progress this year. In fact, there was a post on Reddit, it's a really funny post, where someone said, the best improvement for World vs. World this year. That was the Reddit title. And if you click on the link, there's nothing written in the post. It's an empty post. So the meme there is nothing really big happened for World vs. World. So, but it's true though, not much has happened for World vs. World, and it kind of sucks and it's kind of disappointing. On the other hand, though, PvP has gotten a huge revamp. Most of its work, obviously, last December we had leagues come in, and leagues were very popular. It had many problems though, and it hasn't been, for the last 2 months, I'd say, and more so this month with the most recent patch, that PvP has become very enjoyable, and they've done an amazing job with revamping it, structuring the rewards better, structuring the ranking system better. I feel like PvP has become so much more popular now that it's become more popular than, I think, fractals, more popular than raids, more popular than dungeons. Some people have even said that's more popular than PvE. I mean, I've heard some people say that now. You used to be able to, put up an LFG for certain things and you get tons of people joining. Now it's a lot harder to get people to join for certain things because everyone is PvPing, and that isn't too far off of being accurate. I've seen a lot of people play PvP. Match queues have been so quick. I can get out of a game and get another match in literally under 1 minute. So PvP has done a really good job at getting itself revamped, and it's at a very positive note right now in the game. I think a lot of people are enjoying it. And while we're on the subject of PvP, I may as well also add that we've gotten 2 new maps this year, also the Eternal Coliseum and Revenge of the Capricorn. So not only have we gotten more PvE maps and more fractals, which I'll go over next in just a second, but we've even gotten new PvP maps. Something that I think a lot of people weren't expecting. Coming into this year, I certainly didn't think we were going to get new PvP maps, and we've had rumors. We've had people like Wooden Potatoes do Tyria 3D, where they've gone into the real data of the game and really see how some hidden maps for PvE, for PvP, how some scrapped concepts were there, and that's been going on. But never did I think they were actually going to release a new PvP map anytime this year. And near the end of the year, August, September, the third quarter, fourth quarter of the year, they released PvP maps, and we got Eternal Coliseum and Revenge of the Capricorn. And those 2 new maps are probably among my favorite maps in the game, after probably Legacy of the Fullfire, because Legacy of the Fullfire is just, I just love that map so much. I don't know why. I feel like the proximity of the points are close enough that you can control enough of them. People who have, good control of the map can do very well. The secondary objective with the Lord is very rewarding. I think Legacy of the Fullfire is my favorite map. That's why it's also the most popular map. I think Legacy is everyone's most popular map. Forest and Niflheim coming right after, I think. And I think Capricorn and Coliseum are, when they come into ranked, they're going to, I think they're going to be very popular, because I really like them a lot. But moving on to more of the PvE related content, we did get 3 new maps this year, which is basically almost like a mini Heart of Thorns. I mean, Heart of Thorns, we got Tangled Depths, we got Auric Basin, Verdant Brink, and Dragon's Stand. We got 4 new maps. This year alone, we've gotten 3 additional maps. We've got Bitterfrost Frontier, Ember Bay, and Bloodstone Fen. So I don't think anyone should be complaining that we haven't had enough content this year. I mean, yes, I do agree that during the summer, the second quarter of the year, right around there, it was rough. There wasn't a lot of content going into the game. In fact, when I was looking this morning for when I was planning this video, writing notes in my notepad here, I was looking through June, July, May, April. Well, April we had Super Adventure Box, but that middle portion of the year, there wasn't much content going out. So we did have a rough middle of the year, but they've really stepped up their game in the third quarter, fourth quarter by bringing out a lot of content. And I think a lot of people are happy about that. So 3 new PvE maps, and all 3 are very well made and really enjoyable to play. Also, 2 new fractals were released. We have a Chaos Isle fractal and the Nightmare fractal. Also, very well done fractal. I think the Nightmare fractal is a lot more popular now because of the challenge moat. The challenge moat is done really well. That's been really enjoyable. A lot of people have been liking that. It's become a real challenge for people. I think now people have gotten the hang of it a bit more. But first week came out, a lot of people were going into it and really taking the challenge, trying to figure out how to play this fractal. And I think it's like a mini raid. It's more so like a mini raid. And if we can get future releases with those challenge modes for future fractals, or if they can make challenge modes for even the past few fractals, that would be really cool. In fact, I think that's a really cool idea. If they can't make new fractals as quickly as they would like, it would be cool if they can just, create challenge modes for the previous fractals. That would be a great way to move forward, since the challenge modes have been appreciated by a lot of people and have gotten a lot of positive feedback. So I think that'd be a cool idea to look at if they wanted to add more challenge modes. I'm not sure how much that would impact the current gameplay or some of the code that they have, but it would be cool. As for raiding, we've gotten the Lion's Arch Aerodrome, which a lot of people seem to like, the raid lobby, where now you can go and basically join any raid you want from one location. That's been a huge improvement that a lot of people appreciated. We've also had 2 new raid wings, Wing 2 and Wing 3, been released this year. So that's also been something people have been doing throughout the year. And Wing 3 personally is my favorite. I love the wing with I really enjoy Stronghold of the Faithful. That is probably my favorite raid. I don't know if it's because it's the one I participated the most in, but I just thought that was a really well done raid. And the level of the level of skill that you need for these raids, the level of effort they put into these raids, and the work that goes into them really shows off. A lot of people are enjoying these as well, so a really good job done on raids. I remember earlier in the year, a lot of people were saying, you know, they're focusing too much on raids, they're just bringing out raid content. Quite frankly, though, we haven't had a raid for quite a while now, and the last 3 months or so have been purely focused on PvE and PvP, really, so once again, can't really complain about that either. Obviously, we also had Living World Season 3 release. We have 3 new episodes already, and those have been top quality. I have not seen anyone say that the last 3 episodes in the Living World Season 3 have been bad. Everyone has given positive feedback on it. They've been very detailed. The stories have been done really well. I think the biggest negative comment that I've seen is in the most recent Living World episode, where a lot of the content seemed to have been cut in the last few missions, especially so with when you're trying to find the herd mates. A lot of people felt like that content was rushed. I felt like that content was rushed. The last boss battle, the last mission also seemed kind of weird, how you were just getting waves of enemies thrown at you. Not many mechanics were involved in there, so I think that was the biggest negative note we've had. Other than that, though, the Living World episodes have been done really well, and a lot of people have been enjoying that too. And one thing I forgot to mention about fractals, we even had the new fractal hub. That's something I forgot to mention as well. You know, speaking about the aerodrome, we have a raid hub. The fractal is not really a fractal hub, but fractals has been expanded on massively. Something that raids had was the ability to test out builds with the test golem in the aerodrome. Now the fractal has that exact same thing, where you could test your build out, see how much damage you're doing, test out some of the instabilities. And that's been an addition that a lot of people have been using as well. I personally haven't used that testing arena as much as the raid one, so I'm not sure how well people have been taking it, but so far I've seen nothing but positivity from the new fractal hub, or the new fractal lobby that they created. So that's been a nice addition as well that a lot of people have been enjoying. And lastly, I think I will talk about some of the minor things, such as central tier gliding. The reason why I say it's minor is because we did have gliding, so it's not really a huge addition, but having the ability to glide in Central Terria, that was one of the bigger changes as well at the time when it got released. Now everyone's sort of over it and gotten used to it, but still, I think this was something that they needed to add with Heart of Thorns. Everyone's been wanting it, and when they did release it earlier in the year, that had a lot of hype around it. That had a lot of enjoyment out of it. A lot of people appreciate that too. So Central Tier gliding was a big hit as well. Squad UI improvements we've had markers, the ability to assign lieutenants. Squad UI has just been really well improved, and it's gotten so much use now. The LFG system has had a huge revamp and has been a lot more efficient now as well. There's a lot of quality of life changes that they did in the game that I could list on and on and on for all the quality of life changes they made this year. I think this year has been really good for Guild Wars 2. It's had a lot of great quality of life additions. It had a lot of great new PvE, PvP, and a bit of a small work on War vs. World, but a lot of PvE and PvP content has been added to it. You cannot complain about this year. We've gotten a lot of content, and obviously we also got Super Venture Box. Super Venture Box has been something that hasn't been back for the past year or two, and this year we had finally gotten it back. So that was also something that was really awesome for them to include. And not to mention the legendary weapons we've had this year. Not to mention a lot of the other smaller things that I'm probably even forgetting right now or didn't bother to write down. So this leads me into my next segment, which I think is an important question, is whether Heart of Thorns is worth the money to buy. And I said it in a previous video, but seeing as this video is going to have the title, "Is Heart of Thorns Worth Buying?" I feel like this video is going to get a lot more attention rather than some of the other videos where I've just mentioned it. So I'll answer it in this video again. I think Heart of Thorns is worth buying completely 100% at the point we're standing right now. You could have argued, a year ago you could have argued, and you could have been correct that Heart of Thorns wasn't worth it. And you would have been right, because Heart of Thorns maps were not very consistent. They were confusing to some people. The reward structures weren't well set in place. There was a lot of incomplete work. The raids weren't even fully out. Legendary weapons weren't fully out. And we only got 4 maps in reality. So now though, the thing with Heart of Thorns, why it's so much worth your money, is because you're getting all the other content after it for free. All the new maps that we have now, the 3 most recent maps, are for free. All the legendary weapons that are basically being imported into the game is for free. So a lot of the new content that you may not think is part of Heart of Thorns, like Living World Season 3, is part of Heart of Thorns, and alone, Living World Season 3, that content is so well done, and it's so enjoyable to play, and it even has replayability value with the achievements, with so many things that you might have glanced over that you didn't notice. So, the Living World Season 3 stuff is easily alone worth, $10, I'd say, or so. So even if you came to the argument, well, Heart of Thorns isn't worth the $50 price tag, maybe it's only worth $40, maybe it's only worth $30. Even with Living World Season 3 alone, I'd say it's worth it to get with the original content it had in it. But the fact that you have more maps, the fact that you have more legendary stuff, the fact that you have more content in general, more collections, more skins, more armor sets, just more content in general, all the current events, everything that ArenaNet has put into the game that relates to Heart of Thorns, I think now is much more worth getting. Like I said earlier, a year ago you could have argued Heart of Thorns isn't worth it, but now I think it is worth it. They've improved this elite specializations a lot. A lot of the balance and a lot of the changes to the professions have been positive changes. So I think they did a really well job, and if I had to give you an answer whether you should buy Heart of Thorns, I would say definitely so. Go buy Heart of Thorns, because, and it was on sale too. I think there's still a sale going on right now that it's 40% off or something like that. So even if you feel like you still don't have the money to buy Heart of Thorns, there's sales going on every so often. So you should definitely pick it up when you do have the chance to do so if you don't have it yet. So that's my opinion on whether you should buy Heart of Thorns. I think it's completely worth. That is my year in review for Guild Wars 2. Very positive, and lots of stuff got done this year, and I'm very happy with it. So let's jump into our last segment of the video, showing you the winners of our giveaway. Now, because last giveaway, the results took forever to edit because I had to blur out so many things, and because even when I did work like an hour on blurring all that stuff out, there were still a few emails and usernames that were shown. This video, I'm going to do it through pictures, so for those of you who are curious about the results, just be aware there's not going to be live footage of it. There's going to be pictures of it, but I can assure you that this is all completely real. I know some people have this weird ideology that YouTubers don't really do the giveaway properly and they just, pick random winners that are not actually real. I guarantee you that I'm only not doing the live footage because I don't want to go through an hour of editing by blurring stuff out and potentially missing some of the information and then having people's information out on the internet. That's the reason why, but hopefully you enjoy the prizes. Let's go ahead and pick our winners for the 3 prizes that we currently have on our Rafflecopter giveaway. Be aware that we do have more future giveaways coming, so if you are new to the channel and you're unaware about these giveaways, we've had a giveaway for our 5,000 subscriber goal, which we had in November. We did have a December giveaway, which I'm basically announcing the winners of right now, and we will most likely have a January giveaway as well. If not, then we'll have definitely a February giveaway. So if you don't know how this system works, just wait till the video comes out for the announcement. If you want to be a Patreon, you can get additional entries, up to 20 plus extra entries than a regular person would. So Patreon gives you an extra boost in winning, and all you have to do is go to the Rafflecopter link usually, and you do several of the different options that allow you to gain points, just liking a Facebook page, liking a video, being subscribed, all different kinds of things. That's kind of how Rafflecopter works. So for those of you who are new to the channel, we're announcing winners for the December giveaway that was announced like a week or 2 ago. So first off, we're going to start with the person who gets the Trio Map Pack. The Trio Map Pack includes, obviously, the Ascended Ingot, the Ascended Leather, and the Ascended Bolt. So that's what you're going to be getting. And our random winner selected by Rafflecopter is Loon, L-E-W-N. Don't know how to pronounce that exactly. Congratulations to you. You are getting the Trio Map Pack, and I'll be sending your prize sometime today. So you'll definitely get it very soon. Next, we're going to be giving away the Frostforged Short Bow skin. This is a new Blackline weapon set skin. It's a new short bow, the cool looking ice weapon that is now available for 1 Blackline ticket. The short bow we're giving away, and the random winner for that is Vlad Malkav. Congratulations to you. I'll be sending your prize as well sometime today. And lastly, our last winner for our 100 gold, which I consider the top prize, who will be our 100 gold recipient. It's going to be Casper. Congratulations to you. I'll be sending your 100 gold in the mail as well very soon. So those are our winners. Thank you all for participating in the giveaway. And like I said, more giveaways are coming in the future, so make sure you stay subscribed. And one thing I do want to say, I'm not sure if it makes a big impact. I know some of you probably have subscribed to a lot of other YouTube channels as well, but I heard that if you click the bell notification underneath this video, there is a bell notification next to the subscribe button, I think it is. And I guess if you click that, you get notified when a video goes up, but I thought the subscribe button already does that. So if you want to be completely up to date with all these giveaways, click the bell notification because you'll notify whenever a new video comes up. I don't know if that makes a big difference or not, but I just thought I'd throw it out there because several other YouTubers have been doing it, so I thought I'll do it too. Maybe it helps. So those are the winners for our giveaway. And like I said, I'll be mailing the prize to you very soon, sometime today. If for some reason I cannot contact you, if for some reason I can't find your Guild Wars 2 name, I will leave a comment down below. So if you are a winner and you didn't receive your prize by the end of the day, come back to this video. There's probably going to be a comment down below saying I can't find you. And you'll have to obviously, comment back and tell me your username so I can send you the mail. That's pretty much it for this video. All I wanted to do was basically go over our winners, give my year in review for Guild Wars 2, sort of give you a summary of what came out this year in case you are new to the game and you felt like there's not a lot of content coming in. Well, now you see that there is a lot of content coming in. Or if you happen to be someone who hasn't been playing Guild Wars 2, but you still, are sticking around here watching these videos, I guess this is a nice summary for you to see what we've been getting this year. And maybe it makes you want to come back and play. So I know some people have actually, gotten back into playing Guild Wars 2 just by watching my videos. So that's good to see. And obviously, I also wanted to give my opinion on the Heart of Thorns price tag and whether it's worth buying now after it's been a long time it's been released already. And some people still don't have it, and some people still say it sucks and it's not worth it. I completely disagree with that. So that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. As always, if you liked the video, go ahead and leave a like at the bottom. We really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, go ahead and subscribe. Lots of other Guild Wars 2 content coming to the channel very soon. Lots of other Guild Wars 2 content already on the channel. We have guides, we have gold guides, we have general guides, we have we'll talk about lore, we do summaries of the patches, we do reviews like this, talking about, things that ArenaNet puts into the game. So if you're into Guild Wars 2, we definitely recommend you subscribe. We'd love to have you on board. And if you want to donate $1 to my Patreon page, anything as low as $1 is very helpful, very much appreciated. Click the card in the top right-hand corner of the screen, and it'll bring you to the page. And if you want to check out the vlogging channel, the tutorials channel, the advice channel, or the music channel, links are in the description as well as on the end screen. And if you happen to have been hearing clicking this entire time in the background, it's because my girlfriend's sitting next to me, I think playing League of Legends. No, she's not. She's doing something else, but hopefully you won't hear that in the background. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching as always. And this is GSmaniamsmart, and we'll be back sooner than you think. Don't go anywhere.